Hey action fans, welcome back to the channel that brings the adrenaline straight to your screen. Today we're counting down the top 20 action movies of 2025 so far. From brutal brawls to political chaos, from rogue soldiers to superhero epics, these films are explosive, intense, and absolutely mind-blowing. So grab your favorite snack, hit that like button, and buckle up as we dive into 20 of the best action-packed movies you can't miss this year. Exterritorial. This is pure psychological adrenaline, a heart-pounding descent into paranoia and desperation. We meet Sarah, a former Special Forces soldier, as she arrives at the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt with her young son, seeking nothing more than routine assistance. But in a single blink, he's gone, vanished without a trace. And when she turns to the people around her, expecting help, she's met with chilling indifference. No one remembers seeing her son. No cameras caught him. To them, it's as if he never existed. But Sarah knows better, and she's not the type to back down. And when that final reveal hits, it'll leave you breathless. The Gorge.
No! This place is evil.
The story follows two highly trained operatives stationed in guard towers on opposite sides of a vast and highly classified gorge. Their mission? To protect the world from a mysterious evil lurking within. The action sequences are jaw-dropping, with some of the most creative stunts and set pieces we've seen in years. If you're looking for a fresh take on the action genre, The Gorge is a must-watch. It's a thrilling ride from start to finish, and it's easily one of the most underrated action films of the year. Is to be silenced. Conquer, Lahad Datu. Based on true events, this Malaysian action film tells the story of a military operation against an armed militia. The realism in the combat scenes is breathtaking. You're experiencing the bravery and resilience of soldiers in the face of overwhelming odds. It's action with a purpose, and it's absolutely unforgettable. G20. G20 raises the stakes to global proportions in a way that will have you on the edge of your seat. The world's most powerful leaders have gathered for the G20 summit, but when terrorists storm in, everything spirals into chaos. Now, when the world's most dangerous crisis unfolds around her, she doesn't hide behind Secret Service agents or wait for backup. She takes charge. If you're craving an adrenaline rush with a powerhouse performance at its center, G20 will leave you breathless and wanting more. Next up is the gripping action thriller Ad Vitam. This 2025 release throws us into a suspenseful and emotionally charged journey. Frank Lazareff, a man haunted by his past, finds himself in a desperate race against time when his wife, Leo, is kidnapped by a shadowy group of armed men. After surviving an attempt on his life, Frank must navigate a dangerous web of conspiracies tied to a state affair far beyond his control. If you're a fan of relentless thrillers with emotional stakes, Ad Vitam is a movie you won't want to miss. It's a masterful blend of action and drama that'll leave you breathless. Back in action. A high-octane adventure that marks the much-anticipated return of Cameron Diaz to the big screen, alongside the ever-charismatic Jamie Foxx. The story follows Emily and Matt, two retired spies who've traded espionage for a quiet life in suburban Atlanta, raising their two kids. But their peaceful existence is upended when their former boss arrives with a chilling revelation. They've been compromised. If you're craving a mix of nonstop action, compelling characters, and a fresh take on the spy genre, Back in Action is a must-watch. It's a roller coaster ride packed with energy, wit, and unforgettable moments that will leave you wanting more. The Amateur.
This is a remote that controls a device that's been decompressing the glass beneath. Revive the blast.
Right!
This is all about brains meeting brawn, but with a raw emotional core that sets it apart from your typical spy thriller. At the center of it all is Charlie Heller, a brilliant CIA codebreaker whose world shatters when his wife is killed in a brutal terrorist attack. By the end, you're left with a revenge thriller that's as sharp and cutting as the codes Charlie once cracked, offering not just action, but genuine emotional weight. Cleaner.
Put it down. I've got what he wants.
300 hostages trapped in a high-rise during an energy company's gala, held captive by radical activists. But here's the twist. Their mission to expose corruption is hijacked by one of their own, a ruthless extremist ready to kill everyone inside. Enter our unlikely hero, a former soldier who's now working as a window cleaner. What follows is a pulse-pounding, floor-to-floor battle of wits and survival as she races against the clock, armed with only her military smarts and sheer determination. Demon City. This dark, gritty action film takes you into a dystopian world where survival is the only goal. With stunning visuals, brutal fight scenes, and a story that keeps you hooked, it's not just a movie, it's an experience. Every frame is packed with detail. Every character has a story to tell, and every action sequence feels like a piece of art. If you're a fan of dystopian thrillers, this one's a must-watch. Accountant 2. Ben Affleck returns as Christian Wolf in The Accountant 2, and this time, the stakes are even higher. We dive deeper into the brilliant yet troubled mind of this mathematical savant turned lethal enforcer, as Christian uncovers a conspiracy that could shatter everything he's built, from his hard-earned relationships to the fragile sense of peace he's carved out for himself. In a genre often crowded with empty spectacle, this film dares to be smart, layered, and deeply human, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Fight or Flight. A seasoned mercenary, cool under pressure, and lethal with every move, is hired for what seems like a straight-up retrieval mission. The target? A mysterious high-value asset known only as the Ghost. Nobody knows who they really are, but everyone wants them silenced. The mission is set aboard an international flight 30,000 feet in the sky. No backup, no escape, just metal walls. The plane is crawling with assassins, each deadlier than the last, all with the same bloodthirsty objective: eliminate the Ghost and anyone standing in their way. Fight or Flight is your must-watch. Captain America: Brave New World.
Come and get me!
This isn't just another superhero flick. This is a defining moment in the Marvel saga. With Sam Wilson finally stepping into the iconic role of Captain America, we witness the birth of a new symbol, one forged not just in battle, but in conviction, sacrifice, and heart. Sam's journey isn't easy. He's not a super soldier like Steve Rogers. He's a man with a jetpack, a shield, and an unbreakable will. Captain America: Brave New World isn't just a movie. It's a cultural moment you won't want to miss.
Put your hands up!
Silent Zone. Fresh in 2025, this one's pure tension and intensity. It drops us into a black site military facility after a classified mission goes sideways. Our lead? A special ops soldier left behind enemy lines. No backup, no communications, just instinct, silence, and survival. Silent Zone is the kind of film that turns into a cult classic overnight. Don't miss this one.
Nadie se queda atrás. Entramos.
Counterattack. This film is an absolute powerhouse of action. When a Mexican army officer and his team uncover a cartel's dark secrets, they become the target of a ruthless drug lord. With breathtaking cinematography and a story that will leave you breathless. Counterattack is about courage, sacrifice, and the lengths we'll go to protect what we love. This isn't just a movie. It's a cinematic experience you won't soon forget. In the Lost Lands. The action here is unlike anything else on this list. Imagine Conan the Barbarian meets Mad Max, with Milla wielding a sword that can cut through dimensions. There's a witch duel in a bone cathedral, a battle against sand zombies, and a climactic fight with a dragon that's actually terrifying. What really excites us is the practical effects mixed with cutting-edge CGI. The trailer shows Milla performing actual sword fights on rotating sets, giving the action a weight most fantasy movies lack. If this delivers, it could be the new gold standard for fantasy action. Den of Thieves 2. Pantera. The first film gave us a gritty, high-stakes heist thriller, and this sequel is taking things to an entirely new level.
I'm broke.
Expect more shootouts, more tactical precision, and a deeper dive into the cat-and-mouse game between elite criminals and relentless law enforcement. If you loved the first movie, this sequel is going to deliver everything you hoped for, only bigger, bolder, and deadlier. Working Man.
All of this is for a girl.
This movie delivers gritty, grounded action with an emotional core. Levon Cade walked away from a decorated black ops career to build a quiet life in construction. But when his boss's daughter is kidnapped by human traffickers, Cade's past crashes into his present.
You're on the payroll too.
It's a raw, character-driven thriller, blending brutal fight scenes with a surprisingly tender exploration of redemption. Warfare. A high-stakes surveillance mission takes a deadly turn for a platoon of American Navy SEALs deep in insurgent territory in Iraq. What starts as quiet recon spirals into sheer chaos when their cover is blown, turning the mission into a desperate fight for survival. Expect relentless firefights, tactical brilliance, and brotherhood under fire. You'll be gripping your seat as the team battles impossible odds. If you love military action grounded in grit and strategy, this one is a must. Havoc. After a drug deal spirals into chaos, a battered detective is thrust into the darkest corners of the city's criminal underworld. But this isn't just about fists and gunfire. It's a brutal, relentless descent into corruption, where every step forward demands sacrifice. Havoc doesn't just entertain. It drags you into the mud and makes you feel every hit, every betrayal, every hard-won victory. This is Tom Hardy at his most ferocious, and you won't be able to look away. And there you have it, 20 of the most explosive, intense, and mind-blowing action movies of 2025 so far. Which one are you dying to see? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear what's topping your must-watch list. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and smash that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay safe, stay hyped, and stay in the action.